American, you know. And so you're right, that's a very good point. If maybe those experiences didn't happen to me, I kind of maybe would have gone in that direction. It's hard to say. But one thing I can tell you is that I was always proud of my culture. Always. I was never ashamed of it in my mind. But I was ashamed once it was time to say, when it was time. So for example, I'll tell you a story very quickly. When I was a kid, we had to go around the classroom and say who you were, or what your nationality was. And so you have Swedish, Irish, Italian, you know, this, that. And they're coming to me, and I felt like, you know, dun, 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 closer, closer, closer. No, I wanted to duck under my, you know, under my desk. And it came to me, I was like, Egyptian and Lebanese, you know? And so it wasn't so much that I thought that that was something to be ashamed about. It was more that I know what the result's going to be. I know what the outcome is going to be. But I think probably as you get older, it goes away a little bit. But yeah, good question, thank you. I think one more?
I have a question.
Sure.
You define yourself as non-white. And I think many scientists believe now that race is really an artificial construct.
Right.
Black, we're all the same. Caucasian, Negroid, Minoid, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all the same. But many minority groups of the years, including Italian American, have defined themselves as not white. And I was always so struck by that. Why? I mean, technically, that's not true.
Yeah.
Does it mean you just feel alienated? Is that why you define yourself that way?
Well, that's, yeah. I mean, anthropologists and others, they try to categorize people, and we categorize ourselves. And you're right, biologically speaking, there's no such thing as race. It's completely, yeah, we made it up. But the fact remains that my skin is dark in this country, and in this country, historically speaking, white skin or lighter skin is prized and valued more than darker skin. And that's a historical reality. And you're right, there have been groups that sort of became white, like the Italians, or even the Irish.
Every group
Yeah.
became white,
So,
including the black.
right. I mean, that's one of the reasons, I mean, not necessarily from an yeah, or a biological point of view. It's just that, you know, I'm not a white man. If you look at me, right, how many of you guys think I'm a white man, or would think that I'm white if you took a look at me? Okay. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not. Okay, last question. Go ahead.
You said about your feeling when you were there. Really, it's like any feeling for immigrant or Arab American who were here. And sometimes feel themselves not American and not Arab.
Yeah.
And try to escape from this situation.
Yeah.
What's the specific reason that put you in the place to face the challenge and to be proud of your culture and to announce that?
Yes, that's another very good question. And I couldn't tell you that there's a specific moment or time, but I can tell you that when I was raised by my mother, I was taught to be a proud person and be strong-willed. And not only that, but my mom actually taught me that I was better than people. So I had that in my mind. I'm not saying I am. But my mom encouraged me to say, oh, you're the best. You're better than all these other people. And so that I had that very big inflated ego. So I was very proud of who I am and as a person. And I thought, so in other words, if you have that big ego and are proud of who you are as a person and have very high self-esteem, then whenever you're insulted, you take it even more personally, as opposed to somebody who maybe was, you know, not raised with or given high self-esteem. Then, of course, if they're insulted or degraded, they're probably, not always, but maybe more willing to accept it. But I think that, I don't know, I tend to think a lot in terms of black and white. And I do that. I know people criticize me a lot for that. But I go back to what I said before. you basically have two choices in this country. You either embrace it for what it is and try to assimilate and be part of it, or you try to seek out your own path and define yourself. And if that happens to be in contradiction with some of the policies or, culture, that's just the way it has to be. Because hopefully, at the end of all this, what I'm trying to tell people is that if we are truly, in this country, multicultural, multiracial, tolerant, right, then nobody should feel left out or discriminated against. And, I don't know, maybe that's a utopia, but that's maybe a goal that we should try to achieve. Okay, I think we're out of time. Are we out of time? Yes? Okay, I knew the questions would eat up most of the time. Thank you guys. You all had very good questions.